So, good evening, Ashok. Wonderful to have you on the Digital Excellence Pharma Academy. I hope you're doing well.
Absolutely, Anup. Thanks for, in fact, so nice seeing you at this time. It's time that we all see more positive people around us.
Right, right. And at the beginning itself, I should thank your team members, especially Ashok, who has been working for quite some time to make this possible.
Absolutely. And I'm very proud to say that he's got into Harvard,
Wonderful.
and may he's going for a further betterment of his career life. So
Great. So, it was wonderful to see you on the field, Ashok, right in the early days after the lockdown was lifted. So, what were your chief concerns as you met your field people, and how did you address these concerns?
yeah, Anup, basically I come from field. I started as a medical rep. Though I
Wonderful.
came by default to this profession and succeeded by design. That's another thing. I always wanted to join the army, but unfortunately it didn't work out. So for me, that was always at my heart. Means I always believed that at the end of the day, it's that those team working down in the field are the ones who are real heroes, war heroes, and so that's the reason why I just had to go and be with them more for rather not seeing what they were doing, rather for myself actually.
Right.
To be very honest with you, I just wanted to be there. And having said this personally, even Abbott's dual priorities are the needs of the patients and customers. We serve along with the health and well-being of our employees. So in the context of the pandemic, it has been important for us at Abbott to understand how the field force has been coping. And we are conducting regular check-ins to ensure everyone is fine and in good spirit. In fact, our Abbott brand masks and sanitizers were distributed to the field force, and I just wanted to see was it really helping them. And it was also a good time to see the resilience of field. We hear a lot of people talking of resilience, but you have to see it. I was really touched and carried out, and that's been a great moment of truth for me, that how important each one of them were and how they took the organization forward.
Great. I think it must have been very motivating for them as well as to see, so to say, when we call the field force, you are the general, to see the general at the front lines. It must have been very motivating for them to see you at the front lines.
Absolutely, I know. I think it was I didn't know that. I later on came to know I was the first person who actually went to the field, and it was nothing. I just one day morning I told my wife, today I'm going to go to the field and meet people, and it was actually for both of us. It was motivating for me to see their commitment, for me to see their and for them also. Sure, I know that somebody from here coming and meeting, working with them, actually going to the clinics and seeing what was the reality to myself. I think that made a big difference. And very honestly, Anup, that has changed my way of. Means I was always a field man. I think I became a complete field man now.
Wonderful. I've also heard some really wonderful reports from doctors about the contribution of the field force. I think in Bangalore recently we had a doctor come out openly and he conducted a little session for the reps and honored them, saying that we're really grateful not only for the making the drugs available, but also for giving us so much of CME because we had the time for it. So I think field people have done a wonderful
Absolutely.
job. Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you very much. I think.
So, from your perspective, Ashok, how has the pandemic impacted Indian farmers' current way of doing business? And what changes do you see going forward? And how can farmer leaders face these challenges effectively?
Okay, great question, Anup. In fact, I've been saying that earlier. We all come from a generation where we said that necessity is the mother of invention. And I now say that it's not necessity, it is adversity which is the mother of invention.
Wonderful.
So, and I also kept on saying, I see many people talking to me that technology is evolving. Believe me, this pandemic has thrown that technology is the evolution. Okay. And this aptly encapsulates the changes to Indian pharmaceutical sector which have occurred with the current pandemic. Digital platforms have played a key role in patient care by enabling medicine alerts, tracking compliance, and pairing with other devices to monitor disease conditions remotely. And in fact, the industry overall, I should compliment the whole industry, has adopted digital means to interact with all key stakeholders. Now, SCPs, channel partners, chemists, and patients, believe me, And in Abbott, we have and continue to focus on digital transformations with multi-channel platforms to engage with doctors and channel partners. Also, along with our digital infrastructure for internal meetings too. There's one thing through Abbott's online and offline health solution, we have something known as A-Care. And we are providing the tools and methods to help people take their medicines better through adherence and implementing a unique program that educates healthcare professionals, which empowers patients and helps caregivers to change their behavior. And it's also about guiding people in the right direction to ensure that they can follow the advice and prescribe treatment from their physicians. So what we are doing is we are focusing on how people behave instead of how they should behave by applying technology for good, by rethinking what it means to provide care and also to empower people to take charge of their own health. Now, as you asked us, going forward, the only way for future leaders to remain competitive in such a dynamic situation is to be agile, adaptable, and come to terms with uncertainty. Absolutely. And the only way to stay relevant is to recognize new unmet needs that may arise from a given situation and address them to stay relevant. I think that will be the most important thing.
Great. I think agility and coming to terms with the reality. I think many in the early stages, at least, were thinking that things would return back to the old normal, but it doesn't look like that. And we have to get used to that. And since we are playing a vital role as a pharma industry in helping doctors to navigate these turbulent times, I think we have to, you rightly said, we need to be agile and adopt those technologies that will help us to serve the doctors and patients better. So then what are the new skills that pharma sales and marketing people need now? Because their old model of face-to-face is gone. It's a changed world. And what skills do they require to face these challenges effectively?
Absolutely. So I think for managers, earlier people used to ask me the definition of manager. So I used to say, agar Hindi mein agar sandhi vichej karo, so managing the error is manager. Okay. so for managers, I think an important skill is remotely managing teams. And let me tell you, that's going to be the mainstay. And keeping them motivated and engaged. Now, how do you have to find out ways? And I think that the best part of the human is we get adapted and we move ahead. Now, with reduced face-to-face interactions, it is imperative that managers not only effectively manage the work of the team members, but also sense what's on the mind. So for sales personnel, building on technology-related skills, such as training on usage of iPads, which we have started, remote detailing, remote engagement, and more importantly, effective time management is the key. And we do have several training programs to help our field team built on this competencies. And lastly, marketing team needs to think from a customer-centric point of view. They should aim to deliver a lasting customer experience through differentiated yet simple and effective communication. I think if I have to look this three, this is what, to keep it simple, this is what will be the most important thing.
Wonderful. So you have said it very concisely. I think it will stay with me for a while. Manager's job is managing the errors or reducing them and helping the people to stay engaged even when you cannot see them physically. So remote management is an important skill, I think, but we are all very adaptable beings. So going along, we will learn those new skills. So patient centricity has taken the center stage now. Everybody has been talking about it. So your thoughts on the importance of patient centricity and how can pharma companies make a difference to the experience of patients?
I think that's a great point, Anup. First, let me we in fact put our customers at the center of everything we do. So while we offer high quality, trusted medicines, we stand out by offering more in the range of formulations and flavors or more intuitive packaging and dose arrangements. So it is more than just making medicines, okay? It's about making good medicines better and ensure the continuum of care. So here Abbott plays a role across people's healthcare journey, whether it's awareness, diagnostics, treatment, adherence, and lifestyle management. And all with the aim to helping people live better lives through the power of health. Now, besides, consumers are discerning, you know that, and it's important to provide people complete information of the product they're consuming. So transparency is important, and the product pack must carry information about the product, benefits, way of usage, side effects, and so on. Now, keeping such patient-centric values in mind, we have rolled out a product packaging with QR codes for patients. So on scanning the QR code, the patient can obtain all available information about the product in hand. And this approach of customer education awareness will make a huge difference. I think that's going to be a very important play now. With such large organizations, large companies, so many players, I think we need to make the life of the patient very simple.
Right. So patients also have become now more smarter in terms of looking at the various sources like the internet, the apps, and digital therapeutics. So it's a different kind of a patient that we will be facing in the future. I know my children, whenever their drug is prescribed, the first thing they do is they Google for it. So it's nice that you have this tracker on your packaging itself, so they can scan it, get all the information. I think that's a very useful thing to do with the patient. So it's a new world, it's a changed business model, and some will be winners, some will be not winning in this game. So what will be the new growth drivers in the coming years for Indian pharma companies?
So I like what you said. Some will be winners, some will not be winners. So I always say that some will be winners and some will be learners. So even if they are, even if they are not winning, they'll surely learn, and they will come forward and rectify that sometime in their lives. So for me, quality, safety, and efficacy. Okay. And manufacturing and marketing quality, safe and effective products will define the market going forward. Now you see even the government's initiatives, whether it's on regulatory, whether the marketing and the manufacturing both will be responsible for the product. So for us at Abbott, quality, safety, and efficacy are embedded in our approach, our people, and our products. Also, overall wellness has become a key focus area now, and the multivitamin segment has seen tremendous growth during the pandemic, as building immunity has been very important in these times. So healthcare companies need to have a sound understanding of this evolving trend to understand what the unmet health needs may be, and in fact offer customer-centered solutions to address these potential gaps. Now, most importantly, we'll have to leverage AI and technology. As I said, it's evolved. It will define the next phase of growth in the industry. So technological innovations and advancement on a broader scale will drive patient adoption and help the industry grow further. So this is my view.
Wonderful. That was very crisp and very concise. I especially liked your one-liners. You began with one that you joined the industry by accident, but grew in it by desire.
I joined the industry by default, but succeeded by design.
Yeah. So I think that's a great message for all the reps who are listening to you, because most of us have joined this industry by default or because we had fewer choices, And then, the industry, one thing I can say about the pharma industry is that it's a huge learning experience, because we meet so many people and you have to pivot and make those changes so quickly. And I think it makes us very, very adaptable. So I like that statement that you said that you joined by default and you truly made it to the very top echelons of the industry. So wonderful having you on this show, and I look forward to the responses people will have for this. And thanks again to your team for making this possible. Any last thoughts, final words as
my pleasure, Anup. It was great talking to you. And in fact, it's always good to communicate what is in your mind to people at this times. Earlier, it was very easy for us to move around, have socialized, meet people, talk to them. But now I hope it helps people, and let's all be healthy. And just आप कहते हो जान है तो जहां है. So
thank you. I think your message has been one of optimism, much needed in this difficult time. And I think that's the striking part of my interaction with you, is that the optimism with which you are approaching this challenge, even when we say there will be some winners and not losers, but learners. I think that's fabulous to say that we will all learn something, and hopefully we'll use that learning to become better healthcare providers. Thanks once again, Ashok. Wonderful.
Thanks, Anup. Nice meeting you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.